Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla if you're new here, and I'm very excited to have you guys here today for another video. So today's video is kind of going to be a follow-up on my college decision reaction video. Not really college, grad school, but I'm very excited to share with you guys my decision reveal and where I'll be going this year. I kind of did mention it in that video if you watched it, but I want to explain more in depth why I made that choice and why I decided not to go to the other ones, and share with you guys all my plans for this upcoming year. I also got a few questions regarding what my GPA was and my English exam, because I'm an international student, but my GPA was of, I think, so the Australian system is different, but in the Australian one, I think it was a 3.02 or something, which I think translates into a 3.9 in the US GPA system. So that was my GPA for my undergraduate degree. And then I got a 146 in my Duolingo exam, which I took as an English proficiency exam. So I think that's mainly it for test scores, because I didn't have to take the GMAT or the GRE this year because it was waived because of COVID. So that was good. So for those who didn't watch my college decision reaction video, which is up here, you should definitely take a look. I actually got admitted into 5 different universities to study my Master's of Architecture. So I got admitted into Cornell, into Columbia, into SCI-Arc, into Pratt Institute, Parsons, and then Bond University, which is in Australia. And I was so happy after having opened all my decision letters and finding out that I got into all the master's programs I applied to. It was definitely a bit of a confidence booster in a way, because after I finished my degree, I've been kind of lost. I don't know, especially because I had to leave Australia all of a sudden and come back home to Argentina for a while, because of a lot of different reasons, and I've just been struggling to find that passion that I had. I still felt like I needed to take the next step in my career. I worked for almost a whole year in an architecture firm last year, and I just felt like there was something missing, and I felt like I just needed to, I don't know, be somewhere else and take my creativity to their next level and do something different and expand my knowledge. Because oh my god, the sun got really strong all of a sudden. Sorry about the change of lighting. So yeah, I knew that I could be doing more, and I just wanted to keep on studying and keep on expanding my knowledge. So I decided to apply to all of these universities, just to test my luck and see if I would get in, because I knew that being an international student, and especially after COVID, it was going to be hard to get in. But I just wanted to test my chances, and I was so happy with the results. I still am. I can't believe that I got into all my dream schools and my dream master's programs, which is just, it sounds like a dream. And I was so happy to have been accepted into all of them. As I kind of mentioned in my other video as well, my dream school since I was 13 years old was Columbia. I think it kind of started as I was watching Gossip Girl, and I just decided that I wanted to live in New York once I finished school, and I was just so fixated on that, growing up, living in New York and having the New York lifestyle and studying there. I didn't even know what I wanted to study at that point. I've always loved art and loved design, and I used to be good at maths, and I think that's how I kind of got into architecture. But then once I studied my architecture degree, I realized how much I loved it. So yeah, that's probably why Columbia was kind of my first choice, just because it was always a dream of mine. But actually when I started doing research of these other master's programs, I realized how amazing they were as well, and how much they had to offer and how unique they were in their own ways. For example, SCI-Arc is so radical in its teaching. It's very technology based, and I just feel all the projects that I've seen from people studying there and the professor's research is kind of futuristic in a way and very forward thinking. So that's what I loved about SCI-Arc's program, for example. And then there was Columbia, which I think is kind of like a mix of all of that. It's more contemporary in a way, but I really like their architecture program still. And I think like GSAP is an amazing school, so that's why I still like continued to like Columbia, and I was like, okay, I really want to study there. But after that, I also started doing some research on some other schools like Parsons School of Design, which I know is like more known for its like fashion programs, but I found that like their architecture program was pretty good as well, and I was really excited to have been accepted. And then I applied to Pratt Institute too. But then there was a Cornell program, and I always pictured myself living like in central New York in Manhattan and like going to Columbia. But there was just something about Cornell. Cornell is like 4.5 like hours from New York, like from New York City, from Manhattan. And I actually fell in love with like Ithaca. It's such like a small town, but it's so pretty, and the campus is amazing. The architecture building has so many incredible facilities. Like the annex part of the architecture building, I think it's called like Milstein Hall or something like that, is designed by OMA, and I think like just the whole building is incredible. So I fell in love with the program at Cornell. Once I started looking into the curriculum and the classes and the professors' research, I kind of kept on like falling more in love with it and being like, I think this is where I want to study, especially because you study for 4 semesters in Ithaca, and I think the 5th semester is in New York City, so I'll still get to live my New York lifestyle for like 1 semester, or I could extend that into 2. So I'm still gonna like get the best of both worlds from studying like in an Ivy League university, first of all, studying in such an amazing campus, in such a collaborative community, and just being in like a small town like Ithaca, which I think will allow me to focus a lot more on my studies without all of those like outside distractions that New York has. And then for 1 semester, I'll still be able to go to New York and live my dream New York lifestyle. So I think Cornell has everything that I was kind of looking for in terms of academics, in terms of campus life, social life. So it kind of became like the perfect scenario for me. And not only that, I was also given like such a good scholarship for Cornell, but that honestly didn't even end up being the major like deciding factor in my decision, because I'm actually so invested in what the program has to offer, and I just want to continue my architecture education at Cornell because I know it will open so many doors for me in the future, and I think their education is amazing. I actually had the admitted students day today, which was online, and the director of the program talked, the chair of the program talked. There was like alumni that were in there, current students, and I think like I could tell how proud the alumni were of being Cornell students. You could see how much like and how passionate the current students were when they would talk about their projects, and you could see how much the professors like loved teaching, and you could just see how everyone loved to be a part of that community. So it's something that I definitely want to be a part of. Everything that I'm saying right now, I'm saying from like all the research I've done. I haven't actually like started at Cornell, or I don't like know how it's actually going to be like, but this is just like what I've researched, and this is kind of like what I'm feeling right now. So I think it's definitely the right choice going to Cornell. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be a Cornellian, go big red, and I'm just so happy that I'm gonna be moving to Ithaca. It's such like a beautiful town. I think it has like so many cute and like fun places to explore, things to do. There's so many waterfalls and like outdoors activities and hikes that I'm so excited to like go on. And I think just being in a small town is just gonna be so nice for a while. So I'm just super excited for the next step in my life and what's to come this year. I honestly am so grateful that I got into 2 Ivy League schools and like my other 3 dream schools. I know I said this, but I'll say it again because it just seems surreal to me, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm also so grateful for my parents for like helping me out, because I wouldn't like be able to go without their like help, because like financially Cornell is like a lot. I did get a big scholarship though, but I'm still like gonna receive a lot of their help, and I wouldn't have been able to go there without them. I'm so grateful for their support and like believing in me and helping me grow, and always wanting the best for me. So I think I'm just like very grateful for everything that's to come in my life, and I am ready to work hard, give it my best, and keep on growing. I'm also really excited that I started this YouTube journey because apart from my studies, this is something that I really love, like sharing my life with others, traveling, and I think that I'll be able to like share that with you guys through this channel, and how much I love doing this, how much I love studying, first of all, how much I love architecture, but also like how many other hobbies I have. And like, I'm not just like a student, I'm not just a surfer, I'm not just a YouTuber. Like, there's so many different aspects to me, and I hope I'll be able to like share that with you guys through this channel, and take you through like my college experience, and then I hope you join me on this journey in my new adventures in Ithaca, in New York, and in my journey in the future, and like overall. I also kind of wanted to explain why I didn't go to the other schools, just to like give them some credit, because I still think they're amazing schools. So Parsons, to be honest, was one of my first choices at the beginning. I really wanted to go to Parsons, especially because of like its location and the architecture program. There was some things that like I really found like suitable for me. But at the end of the day, it is a very expensive program, and I didn't get a scholarship for it, so that was like one of the biggest factors for me deciding not to go. Same thing for Pratt. I did get a bit of a scholarship. Pratt is located in Brooklyn, I think. I kind of forgot now. But I did get a bit of a scholarship for Pratt, but it wasn't enough still, and I wouldn't have been able to like afford the cost of living. Especially because like living in New York is so much more expensive than living in Ithaca, just because like rent and like stuff like that. So that was one of the other major factors for me not going to Pratt or to Parsons. And I decided not to go to SCI-Arc, which is located in LA, kind of for the same reasons, cost of living, because I didn't get a scholarship for that one, and it was just like very expensive, and it was something that I just couldn't pay. And then for Columbia, it was like a very heartbreaking choice, because as I mentioned in this video, I really wanted to go there like for my whole life. But again, I applied for a fellowship for that and an assistantship, and I didn't get them, and I was planning to help pay my tuition that way, because Columbia is super expensive, and again, living in New York City is super expensive. So it was just something that wasn't like feasible for me, especially as an international student from Argentina. And like, if you guys know about Argentina's situation, it is not great. Like, we have so much corruption in our country, so much inflation, and just like, it is very hard for my parents to be able to help me out and like pay for my studies when they're earning here like a lot less, because of how much our country is struggling. So I think I've kind of touched on everything I wanted to talk about in this video. And apart from that, I do really hope you guys will join me on this journey and like my adventures at Cornell. I will make sure to like document as much of my journey as I can and take you guys with me. I really enjoy making like YouTube videos and editing, so it's something that I definitely plan to continue doing while I'm there when I'm not studying, and I will try to make time to do both, because it's something like, this is something that I really enjoy, and studying architecture is something that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna make time for both. I will make sure. So I hope you guys can join me on my adventures and on my journey. I'm very, very excited to take you with me and like show you as well how I will prep and like how I will get ready to say goodbye to Argentina and like leave again to another country. It's something that I'm like kind of used to at this point, after having lived in South Africa, lived in Australia. I'm used to like just packing up my things and leaving. And I find new beginnings super exciting. I mean, I'm obviously nervous, I'm scared because I don't know any people, and I have to make friends and start my life all over again. But I just love pushing myself and like getting out of my comfort zone, and I think it's something that you guys should all try. It's super scary, but once you've done it, it gets easier like a few times. Like I feel like the more I push myself out of my comfort zone, the more I like blur that line of my comfort zone, if that makes sense. I don't think it does, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is every like time I just do something that's a bit out of my way, and the more like frequently I do that, the less scared I am to make those choices. And if I put myself out there and I try my hardest, I'm sure I'll make like friends super quickly. And if I give my best at everything, I'm sure I'll do well in my studies as well. So I just think that I just need to keep believing in myself and showing up for myself every day and giving my best, and I will have an amazing experience over there. Very, very excited for what's to come. Sorry about the lighting of this video, is kind of all over the place, and like the sun is super strong, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And without further ado, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you very, very soon. Okay, so I'm currently in the process of editing this video, and I just made it to 160 subs. So I just wanted to come on here really quick to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I know like a lot of you probably watching my videos right now are my friends and family. Thank you so much for being super supportive. But if I don't know you in person, it honestly means so much that you've subscribed to my channel and that you want to join me on this new chapter in my life, and that you just like are interested in my videos and you enjoy watching them. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. It means so much to me, and I can't wait to take you along with me. So thank you. And once again, I know it's such like a small milestone, but I wanted to celebrate it with you guys.